Now we'll discuss wetlands and migratory birds. Wherever they may roam, migratory ducks, geese, shorebirds, and other water birds need wetland habitats. Migratory predator birds such as osprey, eagles, hawks, and owls also use wetlands. They use these often as places where they go to feed on water birds. Texas's coastal wetlands are especially important places for migratory waterfowl to spend the winter. Texas is at the southern end of the Central and Mississippi flyways. These flyways are like highways in the sky that extend from one end of North America to the other. Migratory birds in Texas use these flyways to travel thousands of miles back and forth from our wetlands to nesting areas way to the north. As they travel, they stop and feed in wetlands all along the way. Once they reach their northern breeding grounds, they lay their eggs, hatch, and raise their young. When it starts getting cold in early fall, the young are ready to fly. The adults, along with the young birds, return south to Texas, where they feed all winter long. Coastal Texas is one of the most important staging, wintering, and breeding areas for waterfowl and other migratory birds on Earth. As a result, Texas wetlands are directly connected to wetlands in northern states, in Canada, and even as far away as the Arctic Circle. Healthy and productive wetlands are necessary at both ends of the bird's flight and all along the way. But Texas's wetlands play an especially important role for both wintering and migrating waterfowl. Texas estuaries, wetlands, and coastal islands sit at the crossroads of one of the greatest annual migrations of wildlife anywhere on Earth. Africa has its great migrations of hoofed animals that cross the continent's vast plains. But here in America, we have great winged migrations. These consist of millions of waterfowl, wading and shorebirds, and neotropical migratory birds. The Texas coast is where millions of neotropical migratory birds make first landfall after long-distance flights across the Gulf between North and South America. In foul weather, the birds may arrive totally exhausted, looking for a place to land, rest, and feed. They regain energy for continued flight in Texas. Each year, thousands of bird watchers come to see these great migrations. Almost 500 bird species have been seen in the lower coast alone. To view this wildlife, visit a Texas Wildlife Management Area, the World Birding Center, a National Wildlife Refuge, or any one of the many local parks and nature centers along the coast. Together, Texas's prairies and coastal wetlands provide winter food and lodging for 90% of all ducks and 75% of all geese in the Central Flyway. For migrating birds, Texas's 20,000 playa lakes in the high plains provide important stopover habitat. These wetlands supply plants, seeds, and invertebrates that migrating birds must eat to get enough energy to continue their flight north or south. If the chain of healthy wetlands from north to south is ever broken, waterfowl like the blue-winged teal we see in Texas will be unable to survive and produce from one year to the next. Citizen conservation groups work together with Texas Parks and Wildlife Department staff and other state and federal wildlife agencies' biologists to protect and restore wetlands in Texas and everywhere else migratory birds go. Migratory bird hunters buy special stamps to help pay for this wetland conservation.